Hey everybody, you're watching Geek this week, and I'm back with more geeky news. We've got a lot of fun stuff today, and of course I've got my special co-host here, BMO, to help me get through it all. Say hi, BMO.
I am BMO. I am a little living boy.
Anyways, this week we've got some fantastic news about the deadliest place on the planet. Also, some of J.J. Abrams' new projects with HBO MAX. All on Geek this week. No, I'm sorry, BMO. No adventures. We kind of just sit here and tell people about geeky news that happened. Yeah, I know. This week in gaming, Xbox Series X, or the Sexbox, is still a bit of a mystery. We don't have any final release information about the new generation of Xbox yet, but we did get a little bit of a tease from designer Joseph Dumary with his concept for a console that isn't just another console. He calls it Xbox Project Oris. I don't like the name not having an X or a degree, but the concept looks gorgeous. And it's designed to have a lot of functionality, including a digital assistant akin to Google Siri or Echo, but more directed towards entertainment. And a 3D speaker system. Oh yeah, and it's got a freaking projector on it. Designed to project in 8K HDR, I think that from my time in high school, I'm scarred by the idea of a projector, but the one on Oris is dope as hell. It's a laser short throw unit with high dynamic contrast and motion plus tech that automatically detect walls. Its brightness is rated at 2500 lumens and has a lamp life of 23,000 hours. That's a lot of gaming. Now, it's just a concept, of course, but it's a sexy one. And although it's unlikely to ever see a full production, it's a glimpse into the development ideas of where they're trying to take the Xbox in the future. Parody video game Minimal Effect, I'll let you guess which game they're parodying, it's Mass Effect, was recently announced by Swedish studio Toadman Interactive. The trailer makes the game seem, well, obnoxious. We'll have to wait for some actual gameplay to determine if that will hold up though. In the game, you will command a crew of off-the-rails cadets on your journey through the Milky Way on a ship called the Balding Eagle. Combat is in third person with a cover system and several powers, as well as 2 squad mates. It looks like you'll have some downtime in between missions to hang out with the crew at bars. Here's hoping for some great dance moves. The developers promise narrative choices overflowing with humor and all the technically legal obscenities that you won't find in any other video game. Oh yeah, and I'm told that in space, nobody can spell your name? This week in streaming services. J.J. Abrams' production company Bad Robot Productions somewhat recently made a $250 million deal with Warner Bros. Late last week, we learned that this deal includes 3 new shows for the new HBO Max. We know what 2 of these shows will be about right now. Justice League Dark will be one, since superheroes and anti-heroes are all the rage right now, this isn't too surprising. JLD hosts a crew of heroes specializing in the dark arts, like John Constantine and Zatanna. And the stories are typically darker and riddled with more mystery than the Justice League. Personally, I would love to see a modern take on film noir with a whole host of superheroes. Give me those Dutch angles! The other show is Overlook, inspired by Stephen King's The Shining. I think with Dr. Sleep out just a year ago, this is a little early, and I'd prefer a take on one of Stephen King's other horror shorts, like maybe a new Children of the Corn? Regardless, it'll be some time before we see any sort of project from Abrams and his production company. Here's hoping that they're received better than Rise of Skywalker. This week in science. The most dangerous place on Earth has been discovered. Well, it was the most dangerous place on Earth, back in the Cretaceous period. It's still a pretty dangerous place though, for different reasons. The Kem beds in eastern Morocco have finally been getting a lot of attention from scientists, and they're finding a lot of carnivore fossils and a very scarce amount of herbivore remains. That means this area was likely filled with a bunch of giant flesh-eating dinos. Paleontologist Nazir Ibrahim from the University of Detroit Mercy said that this was arguably the most dangerous place in the history of planet Earth, a place where human time travelers would not last very long. This fossil-rich region has been raided by commercial fossil hunters, so inevitably there's some information missing. But what paleontologists and paleobiologists were finding there offers a great view of dinosaur activity in Africa. Roughly 100 million years ago, this area was the head of a huge river system, which means there were tons of fish and other marine animals that could sustain the theropods that lived in the area, when other large plant eaters weren't available. We'll, of course, have a link to the Zookeys journal in the description so you can find out just how deadly this place would be. They had enormous saw sharks there too. Scary. And now on to our Saved You a Click segment, where BMO and I bring you news that's, worth knowing, but not necessarily spending a whole lot of time on. The Last of Us Part 2 has a release date again. Herman Hulst, Sony's head of worldwide studios, said, "As we began to see an ease in the global distribution environment, I'm pleased to confirm that The Last of Us Part 2 will arrive on June 19th. Oh, and screw everyone who leaks spoilers from the game. You're the worst. A Samsung Galaxy Fold 2 leak via Ross Young reveals the price of $1,780 to $9,980, a release date sometime in August, shipments in September, and a camera upgrade, now a 12 megapixel, 16 megapixel, and 64 megapixel combination. As this is a leak and not official, there is potential for prices and release dates to change." Well, that's all from us this week. I do hope everyone enjoyed the episode and that you learned some crazy cool stuff, like a new Xbox future maybe, and dinosaurs are scary, and time travel would likely kill us. But BMO, did you learn anything special? No? You hated the whole episode? Yeah, that's fair. It's alright, I'll never hear the end of it. Never shuts up. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe down below to stay up to date on all your geeky news with us every Thursday. And of course, check out thegeekwave.com for all your other geeky content, revolving around Twitch streams and game reviews and geeking out. We've also got some great short stories on there written by Claire. Check it out. And I'll see you all next Thursday. Don't give me that look.